And, George, you talk about this ring of honor. Now, there's other teams in the NHL that do this kind of ring of honor thing. And, you have to be very selective in all of this, even with the jersey retirement ceremony, because eventually you're going to run out of numbers. But as far as a ring of honor and talking about those guys that I just mentioned, could you see the Ilitch family at some point in the next maybe 5, 10 years, whatever, kind of implementing that at the LCA?
I think it's what they have to do if they want to do it, because so many of these guys, I mean, to me, it reminds me of when you didn't see Kelly's number come up till he almost passed away before his number was retired. You look at Sid Abel and Ted Lindsay's and Alex Delvecchio's numbers not going up till, what was it, 91, 92? They were in their 60s and 70s already. Right now they've got a group of these guys that are all in their 50s and 60s. They're still hearty and hale. They're able to do the promotional tour. They're able to do the speeches. They're able to put on the blazers or get the rings or get the banner or like the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame used to be. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame still doesn't have a home. And the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame's plaques used to be in the basement of Cobo Hall. They were in the very bottom row, and Ted Lindsay, Gordie Howe, and Barry Sanders had plaques in the basement of Cobo Hall. How lame is that? When you can bring these guys in for a ceremony, bring them out on the ice, or have a nice little press conference, have a bobblehead game, sell tickets, make a promotional, like what they did with Fedorov that was so smart was they made the book available $40 with $20 shipping.
Well, the book was $40, George. It was 280 if you had it personally signed by him.
Wow. And then
Yeah.
you can do that
And guess
over
what?
and
Guess
over
what?
again.
Those sold out before the first intermission.
I believe it.
And I think people would have that same kind of reaction if you did do a grind line night. And nowadays with the technology and those LED rings they have around the arena, you don't even have to put up something permanently. You can just have it light up at different parts of the game, but you're still honoring the past and the tradition of our an original six team, one of the most iconic franchises in NHL history. I really hope that the front office and the organization really looked at Fedorov weekend, because it was amazing, and the fan turnout, the reaction to it was something special, and they need to find a way to honor that their past of the 25 straight years of playoffs, the 4 Stanley Cups that happened, and I think there's a way that you don't want those players to be forgotten moving forward into the future. I think there's guys like we just talked about that I'd love to see. Devin, what's some names that you think should be up there outside of the grind line, maybe outside of Konstantinov?
Well, just real quick, just because I love Draper as like a launch point for this conversation. Because at this point, I also think it's not just about what he did as a player. Like he's actively shaping the future of the Red Wings as the assistant general manager and head of pro. Like aside from Larkin at this point, every young player that's a key fixture of this team's present and future was drafted by Chris Draper. Like at this point, you gotta commemorate him for what he did as a player, but also as a builder. If Steve Yzerman's 19 wasn't already in the rafters, I'd be saying the same thing because he's a general manager and he's shaping it too. But since his number is up there, I feel like Draper is kind of building like a second resume for recognition as well. And I think that's significant. And for what it's worth, I think that when Yzerman decides that he's had enough general managing, I kind of think Draper's the GM in waiting. So that might add to the resume as well. But other names that I think really deserve this, I think Thomas Holmstrom's somebody that comes to mind. He's one of those era-defining players, I think, for the Red Wings as well.